Welcome back to Marvel Mondays. I am Mike.
And I am Brandon.
You're still Brandon. I'm still Mike. Or are we?
I'm
Anyway,
thinking that the I am thing. But we'll talk about this later on.
yeah,
But because there was something that continues to be I am, that's just a theme in Marvel, I guess.
yeah, I know, right? They identify themselves very well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
of course, because we film these episodes on Sunday nights, and we release them on Monday. We released this one on Monday, and of course the Avengers Doomsday trailer comes out like right after we release it. So we thought
Mhm.
we'd start off today by talking about that and some of the stuff that's come out of SDCC this weekend. Some big stuff, I think, that's come out of SDCC this weekend. So, yeah, where you want to start off talking about the trailer a little bit, give your
Mhm.
thoughts on it.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. So I think that there was a couple things that we kept theorizing that I think kind of got confirmed. Like the whole thing of Loki showing up at Steve's house. There's
right.
that shot of Loki giving a card, and like that looks to be Steve's house. So
Yeah.
things like that got confirmed. Um, the trailer overall, I think, is good because it's kind of showing how it's laying the groundwork of like all the like groups coming together.
Right.
But I do think there's the shot of where Thor's talking to them all and they're in the New Avengers Tower, Fantastic Four, New Avengers, Cap, his Avengers, where who's it? Captain America and Ant Man, I think. That's
Yeah.
like pretty much it.
And Falcon. I think
And
Falcon's
Falcon,
there
yeah.
too.
But
New Falcon.
yeah. Um, but like it looks like, and I've seen this pointed out, where it looks like there's just like gaps, and people
Yeah,
are
there's
saying like that's
space in between.
probably Doom, right? Like he probably comes
That
with
could
them on this
be.
shit.
Right. Well, so a couple of things that I'm wondering too. So in the I think let's see. So the trailer opens, you hear Doctor Doom's voice saying something's coming, something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision. And a lot of the stuff that I've read, especially since SDCC, is suggesting that Doom starts out the movie as he's just trying to help everybody, and obviously by the
Mm-hmm.
end that's not going to be the case. And then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the scene with them in the Avengers Tower. I'm trying to think of when the scene with oh yeah, okay, so that's actually later because the scene with Thor and all of them in the Avengers Tower and the speech he gives, about like I forget all the details of it, but his speech ends with "We'll need a miracle to survive" or something to that effect, and
Mm-hmm.
then it goes into him in the ship and turning and saying this is not possible or something like that, and that's where
Mm-hmm.
Steve says, "Hey pal" or something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
Mjolnir, he
Yeah.
I
People
wouldn't
said
say
it
he
was
throws
his.
Mjolnir to him, he holds Mjolnir to
Yeah.
him and it
They,
goes to Steve.
I've seen I've seen people saying that's Thor doing two-factor authentication with Steve to make sure that
Two
it's
factor.
that's
Well,
actually him.
but there are theories. I've been seeing a lot of
Mm-hmm.
theories on the internet, people saying it's not really Captain America, it's Captain Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've seen a lot of people I've seen more people than are suggesting that it's Captain Hydra, suggesting that it's actually Loki, um, you know, disguising himself as Steve Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
The one theory I saw said that when Loki goes to the timeline and tries to get Steve to help, Steve's like, I'm good, because he's got his son there and all that, and doesn't want to go. So he figures the only way that he can, help them, help the Avengers group, like, is to disguise himself as Steve Rogers. I don't know. I don't know that
Mm-hmm.
I buy that. I don't know that I think that's.
It'd be
like
like a really
realistic.
weird long play that the
Yeah,
entire movie it's not actually Steve, it's Loki
yeah,
pretending to be Steve.
yeah, yeah.
So in
And it
that
makes me
same
think of
scene,
the.
did
It
you
makes me
see?
think.
No, go ahead.
Awkward. No, I was just gonna say, it makes me think of the one scene in Spider-Man: No Way Home, where the tree appears in the in one of the cages because he webbed the tree, and Ned's going, is this a tree that used to be like a scientist or something like that? And
Mm-hmm.
Electro goes, it's just a tree. It's
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's not
Yeah.
Captain Hydra or Loki disguised as Steve Rogers. It's just Steve Rogers. I think it's just Steve Rogers. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say in the background of that, when he's I think it's when they first show Steve, you see like a figure behind Steve,
Mm-hmm.
and people are saying that it could be that that's Loki behind him, and Thor's saying that's not possible, or this isn't possible. It's not because it's Steve there, it's because it's Loki.
Right.
And he watched
Right.
Loki die. He watched Loki die on that, like get choked out on the ship by Thanos, and then the ship exploded.
Right.
So,
Right.
like, for
Yeah.
Loki to just appear, that would be more of a
Or
shock to him than seeing Steve.
right. I think that's probably accurate. Or the other possibility is that it's Doom unmasked,
Hmm.
looking like Tony
Yeah,
Stark,
yeah,
and
that
him
I could see
going,
that too.
that's the other possibility.
Yeah, but then
So
there were other things too, though, where they were saying like that Thor, that whole speech that Thor gives in that trailer,
yeah.
people are assuming he's talking about Doom, but what if he's actually talking about the incursions?
Yeah. Yeah.
That they explained the incursions to him and that he knows it's inevitable. That's why he
Right.
says it's a miracle, or we'd need a miracle
Right. Right.
because like it's not. I don't think that you could make it that a person would scare Thor. You
Right.
know?
Unless that speech is being made after he, attacks Doom
Yeah, yeah,
with
and
Stormbreaker, and Doom stops it with two fingers.
yeah, yeah.
um, that's always the thing with these trailers, right? Because the timeline. We said it about Spider-Man: Brand New Day. The timeline in the trailer is always sketchy. It's always like,
Hmm.
okay, are they showing me these events in the trailer in the order they occur in the movie, or are they showing them in a different order to give you a different impression of what actually happens in the movie?
Yeah, yeah. I could see it being both ways.
And the one thing that I caught, because one of the early theories on what happens to Loki is that and I know we talked about this and how well that would be really lousy for them to give that character a death like so early in the movie, but actually they did it in
Hmm. Yeah,
Infinity War.
but that's
Um,
why it wouldn't. It would be like, oh, look what they did again.
yeah,
You know?
true, but the scene where they do show Loki in the trailer is around the time that Thor is saying something to the effect of referencing like the people that have died,
Hmm.
kind of to make their sacrifice worth it, or something to that effect.
Hmm.
And the fact that they showed Loki at that point, with the TVA card and that,
Hmm.
I thought, is there a correlation there, or again, is that purposefully trying to mislead into thinking that means something that it doesn't?
Hmm. So, did you catch too? Because I feel like we got a little bit ahead from
Yeah.
where you started. Right after. Well, let me go back. The voice that RDJ is using, perfect, because you can barely tell that it's RDJ. So you
Yeah.
know it's
Yeah.
not gonna be like he's like
Yeah.
calling the performance in, and just
Yeah.
kind of taking
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
paycheck. And it makes me
Yeah.
wonder if they aren't gonna unmask him the entire time.
That's one of
If
the
they'll save
stories.
that for either a post-credit scene or if they'll save his like face reveal for Secret Wars.
Right. Right. So, so let's see the rest of it. It also shows Shang-Chi battling Gambit outside the ruined X Mansion,
Mhm.
while Mystique morphs into Elena Belova mid-fight. There was, it's funny because somebody had said like, what was the point of that? Like, what was the point of her switching to look like
Yeah.
Elena at that point? Because it's not like by looking like her, suddenly she has her fighting ability or something like that. Like
Yeah.
that seemed like unnecessary. Um, and then let's see, fire engulfs
You
the
know what would
sky
have been
and
better?
Cyclops screaming.
They would have had to have got Scarlett Johansson to do it.
Yeah,
It would have been better to have her come back as like a surprise. Hey, maybe they will. They wouldn't reveal
yeah,
that in the
yeah.
trailer, right?
We that's right.
But I think that would be a lot. But then there would be the question of how does she know who Black Widow was? How did she know
Right.
Natasha? Like,
Yeah,
how would
that's
she have
true.
known to morph into
That's,
Natasha?
maybe there was a Natasha on there. No, I don't. We know everyone
Yeah,
who
no,
was on the X-Men. Uh,
yeah.
let's see, and then there's the standoff in Wakanda. Sue Storm, the Thing, Bucky, Ghost, and Falcon meet with Shuri and M'Baku. Seaside Wakanda outpost where a wall of energy holds back the ocean from Namor's throne. I don't know that whole scene is interesting too because they said that's actually the same scene that you saw in that the first little clip from
Mhm.
Wakanda,
Mhm.
but you didn't see the ocean in that scene. It just looked like a desert at that point.
Mhm.
So, it's the whole thing of them like modifying scenes to not give you all the information. And I get
Mhm.
it, like they want there to be surprises in these movies because otherwise,
Yeah.
will people come to see them? Um, then the Thor versus Doom, where he swings Stormbreaker at Doom and Doom stops it with two fingers, and you compare that to like him going at Thanos, who at that prior to this we thought like he was the most powerful like being they'd
Mhm.
run into, and he was able to take Thanos out more than once with Stormbreaker, and
Mhm.
so that kind of I think that's really cool because it shows like the power level of Doom.
Mhm.
Um, and then the Steve Rogers Mjolnir scene, which is kind of cool. A lot of people looking at that scene said like the expression on his face doesn't look like it's really our Steve Rogers and all that, suggesting it's like I said, you know, Captain Captain. Wow, I just lost my train of thought. Captain Hydra
Mhm.
or Loki. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it is. I really don't
Yeah.
think it is. I've gotten into some arguments on comment threads on some of these videos with people, but we'll see.
So
I could be completely wrong.
So I think though, like this scene, because I think what's throwing people off is when they show Steve with his kid, he's Captain America from like when
Yeah.
he was returning the stones, like clean
Right.
shaven, and then now he's back to his long hair, beard,
Right.
and I just think what's gonna end up being is that like Loki goes and visits Steve pretty early on in the movie when it's like he had like they just had the kid or something like that, and then time's gonna pass to when it's the incursion's happening, and then that's why he's back to that
Right.
Steve, you know.
Well, yeah, because if you go back to the idea of him taking Steve from the 616 timeline and moving him over to the Fantastic Four timeline, which is one of the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and because there's that scene at the end, I think it's one of the end credit scenes where you see like a dad and a kid watching the Fantastic Four cartoon, and people have
Mm-hmm.
suggested that that's Steve Rogers and his son at a little bit older age. So if
Mm-hmm.
that's around the time frame
Mm-hmm.
um, that this Steve Rogers comes from, then yeah, the fact that he's got a beard and all that like might make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end part, of course, is the thing showing Loki with his TVA badge. Um, so yeah, I mean that's kind of all that was revealed in it. Some things that I've seen people suggest. Now, this one I saw a couple places today, and I hadn't noticed it, but some people have pointed out that they don't think it's actually Doctor Doom in the end credit scene of the Fantastic Four
Mm-hmm.
that's with Franklin because the mask that he's holding, or that
Mhm.
the character is holding that's in that scene, does not look like the Doctor Doom mask that we've now seen in the trailers.
Mhm.
They point out that it looks more like, and now this is getting into SDCC a little bit, but it looks more like the Latverian witch
Mhm.
costume mask that
Mhm.
they showed at SDCC than it does the Doctor Doom mask. So they're
Mhm.
suggesting maybe this is a Latverian witch that went to visit him on Doom's behalf.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, I saw that same one. I don't. Do you remember? Because they were switching out the color of those Latvian witches.
yeah, yeah.
Do you remember all the
Um,
colors that they were? It was green, a kind of like
green,
orange,
yeah, kind of a
purple,
goldish orange, purple, and I think somebody said they were expecting there to be a red one. I didn't
and there
see
wasn't.
today if there
That's what.
was a red one.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if I saw that there was a red one or not.
Yeah,
Because they were saying
yeah, but
like
somebody was also
strange. Uh,
uh,
what I forget her name. The one at the end of
Cle-
Multiverse of
Cle-
Madness.
Clea, Clea.
Yeah, they said strange, Clea, and then maybe Wanda as like
Well,
the
well,
Latvian witches.
Clea would be the purple one.
Yeah,
Wanda would have
they
had
were
to have been a
waiting for the
red one,
red.
I would think.
They're
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they were waiting for the red one,
Well,
and then
what?
like
So who would the green one have been? Would that be
strange.
Doctor Strange? And then what about the like gold or yellow one?
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah.
But
So
they were, but the like strange and Clea makes sense because
yeah,
that's kind of the
yeah,
colors that represent them.
yeah. And also, if you think about the end credit scene to Doctor Doom in the Multiverse of Madness,
Hmm.
Clea comes and gets him and says, "There's
The
been an
whole thing is
incursion."
them trying to fix. Yeah.
Right. So does she take him at that point to Doom?
Hmm.
Um, and as a result, he's trying to help Doom. I could totally see that being like the storyline there is that, he's been off trying to help Doom deal with the incursion problem, and that he actually, ends up on Doom's side of things because he caused the incursion in the first place,
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
was part of the cause of the.
The one theory, and this kind of makes sense because if you look at it's the same scene where they're all in the new Avengers Tower, and on the back screen it has where it's three worlds, and they show them all like it's about to be a three-world incursion.
Incursion, right?
And they were saying that they think it's um, potentially the Fox X-Men world, 828 and 616.
Right.
And that's why they end up all going to the X-Men universe is because the only way to stop the incursion is to destroy their world, right?
Oh, okay.
So that's why they even end up at the X-Men universe because what other reason would the Avengers have for showing up there and fighting them?
True. True.
So they were saying Doom shows up, convinces them this is the only way. That's the whole thing of we'll have a difficult choice to make. That's not
Right.
him like that's him explaining to them that they need to go and destroy this other world to save their
Right.
own, you
Right.
know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
And
that makes
that's why they
sense.
even go there. But then the scene where it starts off with Professor X and he's looking and it looks like it's a world exploding. Have you seen the videos where they're comparing the sound of that world being destroyed? It sounds like it's Toby's Spider-Man screaming when he's holding back the train. Like that scream
Oh,
in it, it's almost identical to that. And they were saying, so is that
wow.
what we're seeing? Is that's how Toby's world goes? Is because the
How his
X-Men
his
are,
world goes.
yeah, like the X-Men have been successfully fighting off these incursions by destroying these other planets. And
Oh, right.
now, like, they're gonna be going up against the 616.
Yeah. Yeah, that that would make sense. Well,
So,
didn't the early things say that it starts off in
hmm,
Toby's universe and that, so yeah,
yeah, and
that kind of
that's how
makes
they
sense.
started off. But the only thing about that though is if it's a three world incursion and
Right.
it's X-Men 828 and 616. Is that wouldn't it be like, okay, so we took care of the X-Men universe. Now what do we do about ours? You
Right.
know?
Well,
Or
that could be what it is, or it
or
could
it
be that they
or is
figure
it
out that.
or is it Toby's Spider-Man universe, X-Men and 616? And like
Mm,
the Toby world gets taken care of because the X-Men take care of that. And so then it's just X-Men and 616, and then they realize that Doom is like not who he's saying he is, basically. You know?
well, yeah, except it wouldn't make sense because the Fantastic Four's universe, like, what about theirs?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, why,
Yeah.
if they're not involved in it, why would they care about coming to the 616 universe
Right.
to help? And if they are, if their world is one of the three,
Right.
wouldn't wouldn't you be like, well, wait, we're gonna destroy that world, and that's just gonna be ours that are still going to be involved.
Yeah.
So one of ours has to
Yeah.
go.
Right. Right. If it's kind of like like the worst version of a March Madness bracket, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so the one thing from now getting into the SDCC Hall H panel, um, there was, and I don't know. I mean, we didn't get invited, so
Hmm.
all the information we have is
Well,
secondhand.
we did. I forgot to forward you
Ah,
the invites.
I knew it.
Yeah.
You know,
Sorry about
I had a
that.
feeling. I had a feeling. Um, maybe next time.
Okay.
But anyway, it says that they pretty much confirmed that Doom's origin is from the Fantastic Four universe because there's a scene they showed where Sue Storm is talking about Doom's origin, revealing he comes from their Earth, Fantastic Four's homeworld. She explains that Victor was always the smartest guy in the room and used to be kind and caring until everything he loved was taken from him, which gets into the whole thing of like his family, you know,
Hmm.
was killed somehow. I think it's related to the incursion,
Hmm.
Zzz, the incursion. Zzz. Um, and then it said, let's see, devastation in New York. Reed Richards stands in the ruins of a destroyed city, confronting Victor, saying, "Did you do this, Victor?" Now, is that their New York or is it 616 New York? We don't know.
Or just another random New
Or just
York
another.
that.
Yeah. Could be Tobey Maguire's New York. Could be the X-Men's New York.
Hmm.
Um, then there's another scene that they showed where Doom faces Thor in direct combat. Thor attacks with Stormbreaker, shouting, "I swear you'll beg for hell when I'm done with you." Doom stops the attack with a single finger, blasting Thor backwards with green magic, declaring, "Hell answers to me." I'd like to do it imitating his voice, but I don't think so. Um, be, before raising a massive army of sentinels from under the earth. So there was that. You said fake. It looked pretty authentic to me, but then as I watched it more, I was like, yeah, there are parts of this that really look fake. AI video that showed something similar with him raising the sentinels from the earth.
Hmm.
Um, so maybe it's similar to that, is the scene that was shown. And it also says that they showed the returning cast from the Fox X-Men universe. James Marsden, Cyclops, Ian McKellen's Magneto, Channing Tatum's Gambit, which he was never officially part of that universe. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
sort of, but and Kelsey Grammer as Beast. And they said Haley Atwell also appeared, returning, confirming her return as Peggy Carter
Hmm.
or as Captain Carter. We don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because she
and
wasn't
then
even on the original list of the chairs that they
yeah,
showed.
yeah,
Which,
yeah.
real quick, notice that they've been good about they haven't like even hinted at anybody else appearing in it who wasn't already confirmed.
True,
Like you're not even
true. Which
seeing a
tells
sign of somebody else, you know?
yeah, which tells me there are other people that are going to be like one person
Hmm.
that I haven't heard anything about being in it is Wolverine. They haven't really,
Hmm.
which is kind of crazy that you would have something with that universe and not have Wolverine in any way
Who
involved.
is what
Or
was the wording that they said in Deadpool and Wolverine when it's the anchor being, like he was that
yeah,
universe's
yeah,
anchor being,
yeah. He's that
and
universe's anchor being, and yet he's not
yeah.
in. So, but they haven't said he's not. Now, one person that they have kind of said isn't, who showed up at SDCC, is Deadpool. Because did you see that video
Mhm.
of Ryan Reynolds showing up in
Mhm.
a gray Deadpool costume
Mhm.
and basically, asking about when filming starts or something to that effect?
Mhm.
And RDJ tells him it's already in the can, and
Mhm.
he goes through a whole thing of like, well, are there going to be some like reshoots, or trying to
Mhm.
I I I don't know what to think. I don't know if I think he shows up
I think that
or
the
not.
back and forth between him and RDJ is like shows that there was some like familiarity, you
Yeah,
know.
you
So
think so?
like there had to
You
they
think
had to
he's
have
just
been
the
on
secret
sets
one?
before. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Also, it wasn't just a gray Deadpool costume, it was a gray
yeah.
jean Deadpool costume that people are saying
Oh,
like, oh,
oh,
he wore a jean
yeah.
gray
A
Deadpool
Jean Grey.
costume.
Oh, see, I totally missed
Yeah.
that. Wow, how
Yeah.
did I miss that? That's hilarious. So one thing that's a lot of people were disappointed about was that SDCC, that the Hall H panel closed out with Black Panther 3 announcement,
Mhm.
and people were expecting the X-Men the MCU X-Men movie announcement.
Mhm.
Um, because even Black Panther 3, I think, is going to come out after Secret Wars. So
Mhm.
this will be post, you know,
Black
Secret
Panther
Wars.
3, that announcement confused me because yeah, it said December 2028. So well after Secret Wars.
Right.
And they announced the new Black Panther. His name is escaping me right now.
Yeah,
But
it's David Johnson as the actor.
mhm. And they said he's the same age as uh, Letitia Wright, who
Oh,
plays Shuri.
yeah, which doesn't. Well, I mean,
And you
we'll
could
see
say
because
that
it's supposed to be
you could say
T'Challa's
he's
son.
younger. Yeah, you could say like, oh no, sure that's how old he is in actual real life, but we're gonna say that he's 22. You know?
Or is there something that happens with Secret Wars where this is a
Mm-hmm.
an older version of
That's
him,
brought in and
that somehow
mm-hmm.
exists. He's aged somehow. Yeah.
Because they
Um.
confirmed casting wise, they confirmed Shuri and M'Baku will both be
Yeah. Yeah.
returning.
Yep.
So,
And then let's see. The other one was the other big one was they did announce the MCU's Ghost Rider will be coming out in 2028 as well, with Ryan Gosling starring as Ghost Rider. So I'm interested to see. Oh, and that's going to be directed by the same person who did Deadpool and Wolverine, so that should be good. Um,
what are the odds that he shows up in Secret Wars and that's why they make that announcement? I was
could
thinking
be,
about that.
could
Because
be.
what a
Yeah,
weird
that
time to make an announcement for a brand new character like that.
right.
If.
Uh, Honestly, same thing could be with the actor
Mm-hmm.
playing Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the same thing too. Maybe they'll end Secret War somehow with showing that. I think that's actually probably a very realistic possibility. What I'm curious about is whether or not we'll see any of the other versions of Ghost Rider show up, in that.
Mm-hmm. Was it?
But
I think it was RDJ that had said he wants Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider now to show up and have Nick Cage's Spider Noir next to him.
yeah, yeah, that would be
Have that
great.
be a scene.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. um, and then we talked about the Black Panther 3, and then there was some new scenes from Did you see those, the new scenes from Spider-Man, with him fighting Hulk, but it's Smart Hulk, it's
Mm-hmm.
Professor Hulk, and the Punisher comes in and is fighting as well at that point. So that's clearly before the scene where you see that he's full Savage Hulk. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, there was some new stuff with that. But so on the X-Men front there, though, like I said, there were people that were expecting that the last announcement was going to be something related to the cast of the new X-Men movies, and I think they're the idea there being, oh, they don't want to announce that yet because they want to wait until I thought there's another. I think it's D23. Somebody was saying
Hmm.
because they don't want to announce that before Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out because
Hmm.
either Sadie Sink is Jean Grey or she isn't Jean Grey. And if you announce the cast of that movie and there's a different actress playing Jean Grey, then people will know she's not. And if they
Yeah.
announce her as playing Jean Grey, then they'll know she is. And if they
Yeah.
announce no one, well, then that'd be weird. So I
Yeah.
think that might be why they didn't do
If you
that.
just say that she'll be in the X-Men movie, it would instantly be like, okay, well, we
Yeah.
know who she's playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So, um, yeah, I was really interested though because I was kind of watching a few TikTok live feeds of people that were covering SDCC, and I'm like, where are they getting their information from? Like, how are they getting this information?
Hmm.
If they're not there, I guess maybe they were following other people who were there who were posting messages. I guess um, because then some of the video did go like the Ryan Reynolds thing did come out. Um, from a couple of people who were recording on their cell phones, which you would think would not be allowed, but I guess it was.
Hmm. Did you see they released a new poster with Doom as well? They released like a new Avengers Doomsday poster, and it was like centered on Doctor Doom, like it showed you his full costume. And
Are you talking about the one where he's like looking at the painting of a
no,
like a woman and child?
they released another one. It was just kind of a thing of his full costume.
No, I
Here,
didn't
let
see that
me.
one. Was that from SDCC?
Hmm. Yeah, and then they released it online. You could um you could probably put it on the screen during this, but
Yeah.
it's that one where it like shows his full
Oh, okay.
costume. So I
Yeah, I
bring
did
that
see.
up because people had said like I guess the whole idea of Doom is that he can put these like powers into his armor. And
Right.
part of him putting the powers into his armor is it protects him from these different threats and everything. They said if you look on his one like cape patch thing, he has the hammer, he has Mjolnir, saying that he clearly took some of Thor's powers for protection against Thor.
Uh
And on the other side, do you see what that is?
oh, I see. Yeah. So,
That's Captain Marvel, people were saying. And they were saying that
oh, sure. Yeah, it
that's
looks
going to
like the
be his
shield.
two strongest Avengers he would have to go up against is Captain Marvel and Thor, and he has
Yeah.
protection against both of
Yeah,
them.
it looks like their symbols on there. Yeah, okay.
But
Wow.
but then does that also confirm that
Interesting.
Captain Marvel's showing up? Because you haven't really heard about Captain Marvel.
Yeah, which is odd to me because if you think about the end of the Marvels, where I forget the character's name. Sorry, it wasn't my favorite movie. Um,
Hmm.
but that ends up in the X-Men universe.
Hmm.
Um, like that whole aspect of that story, you would think that both those characters will be showing. I think that character's name is or is yeah, I forget. Um, but anyway, well, it's Monica Rambeau, but the superhero
Is
name.
it Photon?
Um,
Is that it? Photon?
Photon, yeah, yeah, because it's her mother in the X-Men universe. I think is Binary is her superhero name there. She's not Captain Marvel.
Hmm.
Um, but so with that whole aspect of that and her ending up in their universe, you would think that like there's got to be some Captain Marvel appearance in this, right? I mean,
Hmm.
That'd be really
Yeah, it's weird that they didn't even
unusual if
confirm.
not.
If they're saying that she ended up in the X-Men universe, it's weird that she's not even a confirmed cast. The actress who
Yeah.
plays Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, exactly. Monica Rambeau. Yeah, you would think she would be there. Um, yeah, so wow, how long do we have now before Avengers Doomsday? We got about six months, right? 5 months.
About
We got
5 months.
5 months.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. So wow, but the exciting news is this Thursday we'll be sitting, probably around this time at night we'll be done sitting and watching Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, and we will do, I think we announced this last week, but we will put out just a quick kind of, you know, first thoughts on it before our next Monday episode where we'll do a full breakdown.
Hmm.
So, thanks for watching this week, guys. Let us know your thoughts. You guys always do. Tell us where we're wrong. Tell us where we're right, and let us know what you think about everything that came out in the trailer and from SDCC. And if there's anything we missed, let us know that as well.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.